Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm here to bring you another EFC 24/7 news report today, and there's plenty of transfer news for you today, so let's get straight to it. Some of the names that are coming up are familiar names that we've seen in plenty of these videos over the last few weeks. One of them being Gabriel, and that's probably the main news to bring you today out of the plenty of rumours that are coming out to do with Everton. It's coming from Dimartio, an Italian source, saying that Lille have rejected the 20 million bid from Everton for Gabriel due to a gentleman agreement Lille have with Napoli for the player already. If Gabriel doesn't join Napoli, the agent of the player and Lille will evaluate the offers from Man United and Arsenal and potentially Everton as well. But that bid reportedly has been rejected of 20 million from Everton because of a gentleman's agreement with Napoli, which is a shame considering the player was pretty much lined up to move to Everton just before the pandemic. So it seems that has changed, and it's changed quite significantly, so that's unfortunate. We may miss out on our main centre-back target, but hopefully there's others in mind, and one of those is Thiago Silva, potentially, who's on the wrong side of 30, but he's still a quality player, potentially, to add some experience and winning mentality to the team. Someone that Carlo Ancelotti's obviously worked with before, and his contract at PSG will soon expire, and reportedly he'll be released next week according to Calcio Mercato. And Everton and Fiorentina are two of the three teams who spoke with his entourage. Milan being the third, but they are no longer interested apparently. So it's us up against Fiorentina for the signature of Thiago Silva on a free transfer, although his signing on fee and his wages might be quite significant, but he could be our second choice target for centre-back. Obviously he's got about 7, maybe 10 years on Gabriel, but he's a quality player, and he will add, even if it's just short-term, experience and quality at the back. Some news on Allan as well, the Napoli midfielder who we've been heavily linked with recently. Apparently, according to Ryan Taylor Sport, who works for, is it the Daily Express? It is the Daily Express. Yeah, he's come out with quite a lot of Everton transfer news today, and some of that is to do with Allan, saying that Everton want to sign Napoli midfielder Allan. Napoli wish to find an agreement with Everton. Ancelotti was keen on signing Allan in January and even called the player in a bid to convince him to join the club. Obviously he wants him to join the project that he's got going to push Everton towards the top end of the table. And Allan reportedly is keen on working with Ancelotti again and is open to a move. Napoli are ready to do a deal, but Everton are hesitating due to finances being tight after the coronavirus. And Napoli want 36 million, but Everton don't want to pay above 20 million, which is quite tight indeed for a player of his quality. 20 million. If we were to snap him off for 20 million, that would be a deal indeed. But I'm sure the clubs will find a compromise in the middle somewhere. But yeah, Everton's finances seem to have been quite heavily affected by the coronavirus, and we brought you the news yesterday coming out of the Echo that Everton won't be buying until we've offloaded some fringe players. So that was quite frustrating to hear, but hopefully we'll be able to get rid of the likes of maybe Cenk Tosun, maybe other players who we could bring in some money for and get rid of their wages to bring in new signings. Yeah, there's plenty more really coming out today. Also on Allan, Il Mattino from Italy has reported that Allan has almost reached an agreement with Everton, and there are only a few details left until the deal is done. Allan will earn €4.8 million a year for 3 years, which is a phenomenal amount of money. Napoli won €40 million. The deal will be done after August the 15th, so to 13th today. So that's very soon. I'm not sure if it will be done that soon, but we have brought plenty of rumours to you about the deal, but it seems the club haven't even agreed on the fee yet, so I don't think it'll be that soon. It does say after August 15th, so that could be any time after, of course. So news on outgoings. Jeremy Cross from the Daily Star has reported that Everton are willing to sell Jordan Pickford as Carlo Ancelotti sees the goalkeeper as too unreliable. Chelsea could possibly be interested in the England keeper if we could get a transfer fee for him and potentially invest in a new keeper, but we'd have to move on that quite quickly, because if we were to offload our number one keeper and bring in another one, that's obviously quite a big thing to do. So we'd have to make sure if we were to offload them that we would have someone pretty certain to come into the club. Someone who seemed back a few weeks ago possibly certain to join the club was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and obviously we've brought you the news in the last couple of days that he signed for Spurs. And his agent, Kia Joorabchian, has spoke to TalkSport this morning, and he told them that he spoke to Jose Mourinho after Pierre went to Spurs, and Mourinho said, "You were trying to get him to Arsenal," but the agent said, "We never tried to get him to Arsenal. We had an offer from Everton, but the Arsenal rumours aren't true." So the agent of Højbjerg has confirmed Everton's interest, but obviously that's gone now because he's moved. But we are still in the market for a central midfielder, and Ryan Taylor Sport again has reported that Ibrahim Sangare and Abdoulaye Doucouré are amongst options being considered by Everton's hierarchy in an attempt to improve their midfield. So it seems like we're in for an athletic midfielder who can, similar to the mould of Idrissa Gueye, who can fill that gaping hole in our midfield that's been there all season since Gueye left. But it seems to be that we're interested in filling that gap at the moment. Other rumours coming out of the club today. Let me have a look what I've got to bring to you. Another piece of news on Thiago Silva coming the last couple of minutes really. On Thiago Silva coming out of Calcio Mercato again in Italy. According to the outlet, the Blues and Serie A outfit Fiorentina have contacted the Brazilian representative to ask for information. So again, I told you before, it's Everton and Fiorentina interested in Thiago Silva, but both have contacted the representatives to ask for information. So it seems solid interest, but that's coming out of Italy. So whether that's being fed to the press from potentially Fiorentina, we don't know, because the Italian press do seem to be fed information from clubs. I know it happens all around the world, but it seems this window in particular we've been linked with players that have also involved Italian clubs, and there's been a lot of rumours coming out of Italy to do with Everton. Other news today, Everton's under-23s have decided to pass on participation in the EFL trophy next season due to fixture congestion. So that's a decision that Marcel Brands and David Unsworth have decided together, the decision that they've made together. And also the FA Cup and League Cup have announced changes for next season, which replays won't be a thing anymore, and I'm sure that's a relief for many Premier League managers who are concerned about fixture congestion. Carlo Ancelotti wasn't one of those because he does like to see his teams play as much as possible, but yeah, it could do us a favour really, give us some more recovery time. One last rumour to bring to you is to do with another Napoli player coming out of Italy again, cited by Inside Football, to do with Nikola Maksimovic, who's a centre-back. Obviously we are in the market for a centre-back. He made 22 appearances last term and is said to be available for a reported €15 million, which is what Everton are looking to spend about on a centre-half. Obviously wouldn't be, probably, I don't think he's as good as Gabriel, but he could be a second choice target, and I know Everton are looking for second choice targets now, as well as pursuing the Gabriel deal as much as we can. And yeah, Ryan Taylor also has reported that despite being left frustrated that Everton's interest in Gabriel and Højbjerg leaked out before securing the deals, which is what The Athletic brought to us last week. Brands still has Gabriel firmly on his agenda, so we're pursuing an amount of centre-backs, so no worries for the fans. So don't worry too much. Obviously we haven't signed anyone yet, but we are in the market doing what we can at the moment amidst the difficult financial situation. So that's all the rumours to bring to you out of Everton today. Plenty of rumours to talk about. I know we've got some good discussions the last few videos in the comments about potential targets, so make sure to get involved in that discussion in the comments section. And thanks a lot for watching, and join us next time on Toffee Blues.